Good evening. There are problems at the pit. Despite a $60 million facelift, the University of New Mexico's arena still isn't up to fire code. And a frustrated state fire marshal says if something's not done soon, he may have to shut it down. News 13's Selena Westervelt is live at the pit with more.
Jessica, part of the problem is with the arena's ventilation system. The state fire marshal tells me if a fire broke out, there'd be no safe way to clear the smoke so everyone could get out quickly. And he says that's just one of the issues. A brand new arena and still more work needs to be done. Right now, the pit could turn into a smoke pit if there's a fire. The state fire marshal compromised with UNM. Crowds are allowed in only if there are extra fire extinguishers, additional crowd control, and more staff to take care of the kitchens.
Unfortunately, as we got into the season, they did a miserable job of doing that. We found that oftentimes their safety people were not in place. They were late arriving, or they left their post and went to another part of the building. We even found on 2 occasions that those individuals were asleep.
Now the fire marshal has banned all cooking at the pit while fans are inside.
I mean, obviously, I just wouldn't go because it's entirely unsafe, in terms of just people who are involved and people who are going to be there. It's irresponsible.
That's not enough, because if there's smoke in the room, people could suffocate from the smoke. Even if you have a bunch of people who are guiding you out, that doesn't help people breathe better.
Also unacceptable for the fire marshal, UNM has had its cheerleaders doing crowd control at a recent event. Yet another violation, and the fire marshal is fed up.
And when we saw that not only were they not complying at the first of the season, but that the problems continued and in fact got worse, our level of frustration got very high. And on top of that, we could not find folks that would take responsibility.
UNM officials agreed to voluntarily close the pit if the ventilation system isn't in place by January 31st. The fire marshal says if the school doesn't meet its deadline, he could be forced to red tag the building and the pit would be forced to shut its doors. Reporting live at the pit, Selena Westervelt, KRQE News 13.
Okay, Selena, the next game at the pit is Thursday when the Lady Lobos take on New Mexico State. The fire marshal says he'll be there checking for violations. UNM declined to comment on this story.